Hello, my name is Alex Jones. According to a RAND study done in 2017, 59% of adults live with at least one chronic illness, and the CDC states that 40% of school-aged children live with a chronic health condition. Despite this, people don't know how to properly respond when learning someone is chronically ill. Most people have probably interacted with someone who has chronic illness once in their life. Despite this, people don't know how to accept the knowledge that a person will be ill for a long time and that there may not be a cure. I am chronically ill myself, and I've dealt with reactive hypoglycemia and chronic pain for most of my life. I've gathered a lot of stories of people being plain ignorant and trying to fix my health problems with impossible solutions. People assume that there is always a way to fix a problem. However, with chronically ill people, there isn't always a solution, and often the solutions people give are ignorant, distressing, and frustrating. I will be giving you two examples of impossible solutions. First, in Aesop's fable titled Belling the Cat, to demonstrate how suggestions may be impossible to implement. Then, a few personal stories of people giving me unsolicited impossible solutions and its effect on me. First, I will retell Aesop's fable Belling the Cat so that we may see what it teaches. The website Aesop's Fable, accessed January 23rd, 2023, retells the story of a community of mice trying to decide a way to defeat the cat terrorizing them. One young mouse suggests they bell the cat so that they may hear the cat coming. Then an old mice speaks up, "Who will bell the cat?" And the community realizes that, as stated at the end of the fable, it is easy to propose impossible remedies. Aesop's fable shows how people ignorant and young in their knowledge can make suggestions that won't work, and that people with experience will be able to recognize the suggestion's folly. After that broad example, let's move on to one specific to chronically ill people. I have had the symptoms for reactive hypoglycemia since I was 8 years old. During that time, I have heard many people's opinions about my chronic illness. The most common response I get is complete confusion, but upon explaining, people suddenly have a million suggestions for me as if they're the experts. From adults, I'll hear, "You're too young for that. Just exercise more, or just eat healthier, or simply cut out all sugar if your blood sugar is the problem." Every suggestion or comment they have for me is never actually helpful or outright dismissive of my struggles. Plus, comments like "just stop eating sugar" show complete and utter lack of understanding of what reactive hypoglycemia is. Comments like this are extremely frustrating, especially for adults who won't accept that they're wrong. Children and peers are much kinder, but will still say phrases like "just go to the doctor and get it fixed." "Why isn't there a cure?" "So you can't do anything at all?" Or "Why aren't you normal?" While these phrases usually come from a place of ignorance rather than malevolence, they're still upsetting. The reminder that I will always live with my chronic illness can be distressing. It's uncomfortable to realize that I'll always be struggling and I will always be different and not normal. Sometimes comments come from a genuine place of love and care, where they're simply trying to offer help and comfort. For example, when I tell people that my blood sugar is low, they often offer candy to help. And while that is a perfectly fair assumption, low blood sugar, add sugar, because I have reactive hypoglycemia, that would just make the situation worse. The offer comes from a place of care, but having to constantly explain to people why their suggestions wouldn't work and would actually make it worse gets frustrating, especially when I've explained it to them multiple times. My stories are specific to the impact of chronically ill people, but both it and Aesop's Fable demonstrate a similar effect. The collection of stories in the Aesop's Fable both convey the message that impossible solutions can be distressing, frustrating, and ignorant. The next time someone tells you that they're chronically ill, think before offering a solution. If they explain to you what their chronic illness is, listen first, then ask questions. Thank you. Are there any questions?